is The Night Shift.
On Dubai Eye 103.8, the UAE's #1 talk radio station.
Yeah, welcome back into the show. We love to talk music, of course, on this programme. And I get lots of people sending me emails and messages and saying, you know, would you consider me for a slot on your show? And I reply to them all. But one kind of email that I got really stuck out to me because the name of the performer or the name of the band or the name of the musician was NotSoHuman. And I thought, this is pretty amazing. When you get a request from somebody not so human to come on your show, I think you pretty much go for it. And I'll say a big hi to NotSoHuman. How are you, sir? You look very human to me.
Yes, thank you so much. Oh, yes, I am very delighted and I am very excited to be here.
Yeah, and I know you're such a talent. It's brilliant that I know you've travelled up from Abu Dhabi, I believe.
Yeah.
So is that where you're from? Is that where you grew up?
Yeah, this is where I've lived my whole life.
Wow. So tell me about your journey into music then and, getting into it in Abu Dhabi and what kind of things influence you?
Wow. Well, at first, it really never was a plan to really get into it. It was not like I sat down and thought, I want to be a musician one day. It was more of like it just happened. I was just kind of singing simple songs when I was a kid, just doing it for fun, just a hobby, whatever I see on TV, I could just kind of sing to myself. And then later on, we had a neighbor with a guitar, and one day it just clicked. I just looked at this instrument. I was like, I really want to try that instrument. I want to give it a shot. And so I was kind of just singing for myself. And then when I grabbed that guitar and started expressing myself more, one thing led to another, and here I am.
It's funny, isn't it, how you can connect with an instrument and right away. I mean, I tried guitar and I couldn't make head and tail of it. I thought, what is this all about? I'm having to turn these, to tune the strings. And
that's how it starts.
I went to keyboards and keyboards jumped out at me. Oh, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
But it was guitar for you. So
it started off guitar and now I play the piano.
Yeah.
And I'm getting really into the piano too. I feel like I have a better connection with the piano.
Okay.
And I mean, the only problem, you can't really carry a piano everywhere.
No, exactly. Yeah.
So that's why I got my trusty guitar to bring on, and that's how it started.
It's lovely, an instrument that you can play chords on. I mean, my favorite instrument by far is a saxophone. I'm a big fan of sax players. But, you have to be in a band or you have to have backing tracks to play. So it's lovely to have an instrument where you can get your fingers around some chords, isn't it? So what kind of music were you listening to? I mean, who would you say has influenced your style?
I would probably go for, when it comes to songwriting, John Bellion.
Right.
And when it comes to show presence, I'd say Bruno Mars. There's also big production. When it comes to also presence, I'd say Michael Jackson. He has such a way of capturing the moment and really putting everyone in his story.
Yeah.
And especially his work with Quincy Jones is just so
Off
admirable.
The Wall
oh my God.
Thriller.
It is, all just beautiful work of art, in my opinion, and it's something I aspire to be. Yeah.
So have you kind of taken a little bit from Michael and maybe from Bruno and
absolutely.
put them into your own style?
Yeah.
I mean, how would you describe your own style?
Well, so far right now, it's mainly me, a mix of, I could say mix of Bruno, Michael, when it comes to stage presence, songwriting from here and there. And honestly, I just kind of, it's a lot of mixes, I would say, and a lot of moods. And right now, this is, the first stage of my songwriting journey.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to figure out what I really fit into and what I want. So far, I'm everywhere.
Well, I've watched you on social media, and in fact, I tried to get you on a couple of years ago, and I don't know, it didn't happen. But we started off this interview with NotSoHuman being your name. You've got to tell me about the story.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There must be an amazing story there.
Oh, yeah, it's an interesting story. It's a story of hope and overcoming being different and unique. Okay. And seeing it in a negative light to a positive light. Yeah. Like when I was younger, I was standing out the most among my friends and classmates, and at some point I felt like I was all over the place and they couldn't really click with me. So at some point, I was like, man, am I even human?
I'm not fitting in.
Yeah, I'm not fitting in. Am I even like human? Am I even like part of like who these people are? And then I realized it's not me. It's the people that I'm around.
Yeah.
And so I grew up.
So it was the wrong friends,
Exactly. I grew up and I started surrounding myself with the right people. And then I realized this mature thought came into my head and I was like, whoa, I'm not weird. I'm just unique.
Yeah.
And so I just sat down. I was like, should I go for not human? It's too dark. And if I go to human, it's too obvious. So how can I spice it up? Not so human. And I was like, oh my God, that's...
And as it clicks, I mean...
Yeah.
Like on social media and stuff.
Absolutely. It's I was like, this is amazing. It's like an epiphany. I was like, wow, this is perfect. I love it so much. It describes who I am.
Yeah.
And it's like a story of being insignificant to becoming significant.
Yeah. And it's so different. And as I said, as a radio presenter like myself who gets lots and lots of people, wanting to come on the show, and I try and accommodate everybody, that stood out, that clicked straight away.
I'm glad.
This? Not so human.
I'm so glad.
I wanted to find out more and get you on the show, which is great. Now, you're going to do something live for us, which I know is a cover of a song. And then, it's very exciting, we're going to be unveiling a brand new song.
Oh, my God.
Which I think is it getting its first play on the
show? Yeah.
I'm even I've got goosebumps myself. But first of all, we're going to hear your unique voice. And something from Benny King, a little bit of soul music.
Yes.
Is he a singer that you look up to? I mean, kind of similar to Bruno Mars in many ways.
I love his voice. I love his energy. And to me, this is my favorite song of him.
Of all time?
Of all time, honestly, in my opinion.
Really?
Because it's something I grew up to, listening to.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's such a happy... just fun song, and it's so funny how it even fits the new song that we're teasing so far right now.
Right,
So it's happy vibes. It's all over happy vibes.
Happy vibes. Let's have some of those happy vibes.
Yes.
Not So Human tonight, and Stand By Me.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, stand by me. Oh, won't you stand by me? Oh, won't you just stand now? Stand by me, stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, stand by me. Oh, won't you stand by me? Oh, won't you just stand now? Yes, stand by me. Wherever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, I need you to feel happy, to feel safe. It might be a tough world out there, but you're tougher. Thank you for tuning in. I need to remind you one more time to stand by your loved one, stand by what you believe in. So, darling, stand by me. Oh, won't you stand by me? Oh, won't you stand now? Oh, won't you stand now by me? And darling, won't you stand by me. I want you to stand by me. I want you to stand by me. Oh, never you're in trouble, won't you stand?
I'll tell you what, that was absolutely epic, and loved how you made it your own with
Absolutely.
that kind of little spoken verse in the middle of that. That's not so human.
Yep, that's the not so human effect.
It is, and it's. I love that. How you spoke out to people and be yourself, do your own thing, and soon you will fit in. We're going to come back. If you thought that was good, wait till you hear the produced song that is about to be released, or was released yesterday by Not So Human. We'll come back with that right here on Dubai Eye 103.8.
Weather check.
With Air Arabia, take off to exciting destinations this summer. Explore Antalya, Bishkek and Milan, direct from Sharjah, starting from 1,460 dirhams. Book now at airarabia.com. T's and C's apply.
Mostly clear skies this evening with temperatures dropping to around 33 degrees later on. These north-northeasterly winds will shift later on and come from the east-southeast. They're still light to moderate in intensity. Looking ahead to tomorrow, mainly sunny with a high of 41. I'm Noni Edwards. Stay with us. Your next news and sport here on Dubai Eye 103.8 is in just a few minutes.
Time check with WEO Bank. It's coming up to 9 p.m. Get up to 50% off your Swift transfer fees. Learn more at weo.io/business.
Live your best life on Afternoons with Helen Farmer.
The queen of the lymphatic drainage method. Welcome, Flavia Moralata. I heard that you've got a method of working out how much water each of us need to drink. It's according to our body weight.
When you drink little amount of water, your body is unable to flush out the toxins. If you drink too much, you're going to be flushing out the good minerals.
What's the magic number, Flavia?
So you need to take your weight in kilos and times it by 0.035 milliliters of water. That's going to give you the right amount for the day.
Weekdays from 2 p.m.
With King's College Hospital London in Dubai.
on Dubai Eye 103.8, the UAE's #1 talk radio station.
You're listening to the UAE's #1 talk radio station.
This is The Night Shift with Mark Lloyd.
On Dubai Eye 103.8.
Yeah, we are absolutely stoked to have our guest, Not So Human, on the show. We learned a little bit earlier on as to why he's called that. Just heard a fabulous live version of Benny King's Stand By Me. But Not So Human, you've got a brand new song has it been released or it's just about to be?
Oh, released.
It's released already. Great. But it's getting its first airplay tonight on radio. So tell me about the song and the topic and why you wanted to write it.
Yeah, so the song has been written 4 years ago.
Really?
And it was, I always like to express how I feel at the moment.
Yeah.
And so when I wrote this song, the first thing that came up to my heart was just happiness and joy, and how I wanted to attach myself with the inner child that was inside of me. I think it's very fine to be who you are, and just to let that person that's inside to come out. Let that little voice of just being silly, happy, seeing things brighter, to just come out. Because I feel like we get indulged with the life that we forget that little kid inside of us. And so this song really relates to that.
Does
very
it really?
much. Yeah, and
I'll
that's
tell you
how I
what,
felt.
that little kid inside of you is just pouring out at me right now. I mean, whatever you did, whether it's through the music or changing your friends or whatever you did, it certainly worked because you've just got oozing personality now. So,
Thank you.
From what you said you were to being a little timid and, not quite fitting in to where you are now, you've come a long, long way.
Oh, yeah. Very proud of it.
Yeah. So tell me about how you go about writing your tunes. Do you think the lyrics, I mean, you say 4 years ago, was this words first coming out for you?
Yeah, I think this was words first. It was a story that I wrote of how I felt. And from feelings, it just turned into music. I just grabbed the guitar. And I remember there was this sort of fun melody that I always had that I wrote, I played a long time ago. And I was like, whoa, how can I fit that song, that lyric to that melody? And so it worked out. And then with lots of process and changes and I kind of adaptations, finally today was the chance. I was like, let the world hear that inner child. Let him come out. And there you go. Love it up.
Love It Up. This is once again live on our radio station, Not So Human.
People say the love ain't easy. Some people say the love ain't breezy. These are old cold stories that they've always told, and every time they mention them, it gets old. But I will love it up. I will never give it up. No. And I will love it up. I will never give it up. No. It's the feeling so free. It's the feeling you need. So tell me now, love, love, love it up. I will never give it up. No.
I did tell you I'm never gonna give it up, right?
Some people say the love is crazy. Some people say the love ain't amazing. It's an old cold story that they've always told, and every time they mention it, it gets old. But I will love it up. I will never give it up. No. And I will love it up. I will never give it up. No. It's a feeling so free. It's a feeling you need. So tell me now, love, love, love it up. I will never give it up. No, no, no. It's a beautiful feeling, and it's surely so healing for me and you. To just hold my hand and your understanding, your dreams will come true. You gotta love, love, love it up. You will never give it up. No, no, no. You gotta love, love, love it up. You will never give it up. No. So free. It's a feeling you need. So tell me now, love, love, love it up. I will never give it up. No, no, no. You gotta love, love, love it up. You will never give it up. No. Love, love, love it up. You will never give it up. No, no, no.
Absolutely magnificent.
This is wild.
Awesome. Not So Human. We had a little bit of live vocals as well on that. Love it up. But great. Is that you playing guitar as well?
Yes, everything
Very
composed,
nice.
written.
Lovely jazzy
Yeah,
guitar.
yeah, produced. Yeah, it's jazzy. Absolutely, it's jazzy. It's acoustic. I wanted to keep that very beach kind of summery feel to it. And this is why I mentioned Stand By Me. It's very like happy, uplifting.
Yeah.
It has
That's
a lot of
really your style, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's
yes.
totally your
Yeah.
style.
It's totally me right now.
Yeah.
So I'm
Is
excited.
there more to come? I mean,
exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
How many have you got in the can so far?
I mean, one thing I told one of my friends is that there's going to be a mountain.
Of songs.
A mountain of songs. That's how it is. I love creating. I love writing, and I can't wait to see the different versions of Not So Human. Right, because that's how it is. I always like to write by myself or other people's experiences.
Yeah.
And it's always going to be a different vibe.
Wow. Well, that is absolutely top drawer. One of the best songs I've had on this show in a long, long
thank you
time.
so much.
Really, really cool.
This means a lot. Thank you.
Now, we're going to ask you a couple of questions. What's at the top of your playlist right now? Other people that you're listening to? Who do you like to listen to?
I mean, recently, right now, I'm listening to Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
A lot. I'm listening to he's very not as much known. His name is John Bellion. He's a great songwriter and composer, and I inspired to like learn that from him and use that as a tool.
Yeah.
And obviously, you got stage presence, Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
You remind me of
incredible.
Jason Mraz a bit as well. I don't know if you know
Ooh.
Jason Mraz, the singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
He's super cool. So 80s and 90s music for you, what would you go for?
Whoa, 80s and 90s music. Beat It or Careless Whisper.
80s. I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah,
80s.
yeah,
80s music
80s,
is your thing. Now, I'm a big fashion. I love fashion. I mean, when it comes to fashion, do you have any things that are a real must for you? Maybe shades, maybe trainers? And what are you into, man?
When it comes, I love being fashionable.
Yeah.
I love being in a Kendora, and I'm literally pulling up in a colored Kendora, and like I got a matching bracelet and everything. I love matching with my style, and I love exploring with my style. I mean, to me, the focus is how can I, I love being a little bit obnoxious with colors and everything. So
Okay.
I kind of like to have like a piece standing out from my outfit, or having something specific stand out. Mark, you look incredible, by the way. For people listening, you look absolutely incredible. I really love your style too.
Yeah, there's something about fashion, isn't there? Are you an Instagrammer or a TikToker?
Whoa. I would consider, I mean, some consider me as a TikToker, some consider me as a person from Instagram, but I would say TikToker. But I'm moving to be an artist, a musician. I want people to see me as a singer, and I think that's how they do. So,
well, I'll tell you, I think you should be super proud of your music. One last question I'm going to ask you. Once your LP comes out with all of these songs, if you could invite anyone, any superstar, any musician, even dead or alive, who would you love to have at your album launch?
Yeah, I would certainly say Michael Jackson.
I knew.
Yeah.
How did I know you were going to say that?
I was going to say that. Yeah, you're going to say that. I've been mentioning him, but like, I just, if you don't mind me adding just one more thing, as just to say thank you. Honestly, thank you for having me here. I want to thank everyone who's listening, everyone that's been supporting me. The team at Index is just, this whole project, this whole story, this whole like song is just this beautiful journey of a song, and this is going to be this debut of just something hopefully great in the future.
Where can we get this song, and where can we follow you online?
Yes, you can follow me on all social media platforms. You can just NotSoHuman singer. And if you want to check out the song, it's on all platforms. You can find it in my bio on Instagram or TikTok. And yeah, if you just search up NotSoHuman, the song will pop.
Yeah, well, you make the Emirates proud, let me tell you. And I'm so glad I've managed to interview you before you're a megastar. And I won't get a chance. NotSoHuman, brilliant to have you on our show. Real credit to the United Arab Emirates when it comes to music. Brilliant stuff. Love it up. Get that single in your collection. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. Hopefully it's not the last.